Hello guys, welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back here with another anime podcast, and on today's episode specifically, we will be talking about Promised Neverland, the new show, the new show from 2019, the winter season that just ended not too long ago. I want to say like 2 weeks ago.
Most shows.
Yeah,
I think all shows.
As with most shows.
Yeah.
Unless they got like a 13th episode, but that doesn't normally happen. Anyway, so we wanted to talk about this one, and we wanted to talk freely about it. So we will put a spoiler warning right here. Spoiler warning. Spoilers.
Watch the show first.
Yeah, please watch the show.
Otherwise, talk about it will ruin it.
And it won't make much sense.
That too.
If you want to just take our word for it, I think it is personally a 10 out of 10 show. It is one of the most well-written. It is definitely the best from this previous season, and it's incredibly entertaining. I do not want to spoil anything for you. Just go watch the first episode, and then you will know, and then watch the rest of it. And yeah, you can watch it Crunchyroll, Verve.
Funimation, I think, has it too.
I think Hulu has it.
I believe we spoiled the first
Hulu has
episode
it.
in the earlier episode we did.
Did we?
Yep, when we talked about first episodes.
I think we gave it a
We
spoiler
did.
warning though.
I think
Probably.
we did.
Probably.
So maybe
Hopefully.
if you haven't watched it already, then you're a loser. But
Go watch it.
just kidding.
Then you're a loser.
I seriously
Obviously.
It's so good.
cannot recommend it enough. But with that out of the way, it is a horror genre. I guess
Yeah.
that would be the best way to
Yes.
describe it. But it's more of just like a suspense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sci-fi suspense mystery type. Like
Sci-fi, not really. It's
you're
it's
right.
Kind of it's like fantasy.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantasy would be better than sci-fi.
Yeah.
Cause
But that even being, it's like
but like
it's kind of fantasy.
it's like an alternate version of our world.
Yeah.
30 years in the future.
Yeah. So it's like. Anyway.
Post-apocalyptic.
Kinda, yeah.
Yes.
We don't. I mean,
We don't
see any
really
direct-
know.
We don't
but
really know, but there's a good amount of
There's
demons.
There's a good chance.
They kind of rule the world.
Anyway, overall, it was a great show, and it's incredibly engaging, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, at the start, you watch it, the very first episode, you watch it, and you're just like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, these are all adorable children. What am I watching?
Yeah, all these orphans in a house playing tag, but there are a couple moments where you're like, why do they have tattoos on their necks? That's strange.
Yeah, there's a couple of things
They're
that
like
are
branded.
kind of like something's wrong with this picture. They're all wearing white. They all have tattoos of dates on their necks.
Are they dates?
I think they're dates. They're just numbers.
They're just
Numbers.
And, like that
serial
immediately
numbers.
makes you think, oh, Holocaust!
Yeah, basically.
It does.
Yeah.
A little bit. And they're surrounded by a big wall. There's a gate that they are not allowed to even go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's one house.
There's
Surrounded
one house
by
in the
forest.
middle, surrounded by forest.
30-ish children here.
Yeah.
They all live together.
And one adult.
Yeah.
And so you get this idea of like, okay, this isn't
Weird
normal.
orphanage in the woods.
Yeah.
But
This
also
is
surrounded by...
This is not normal.
Yeah.
And so you kind of get this feeling of like, okay, what's going on? Like they're just living happily and stuff like that.
There's a lot of not known things.
And then
towards the end of the first episode,
towards the end, we get
Connie.
Connie. We see the dead body of Connie.
Well, I did it. Okay, we got to lead up to that.
Nope.
No.
Dude, there's a lead up to that. So, like, under the pretense that
we don't have time for that.
Fine. Just watch the show.
Just watch the show.
It kind
Then
of
we find the
drops
dead body of one of the children that just got
We
sent
being
off.
Norman and Emma. They're like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa.
Yes.
And then they almost get caught by the demons, and that's also scary.
We find out that the demons like to eat children's brains. and they're not
'Cause
living
they're the
in an
tastiest.
orphanage, but a farm.
Yep.
And
Where
the mom
the cattle-
is part of the show, and you're like, oh,
You mean-
shiitake mushrooms, this is bad.
Part of the show.
The mom is the farmer, and the kids are the
Yeah,
cattle.
basically.
Yeah,
That's-
she's, when I say part of the show, I mean like
I'm
part
like,
of
dude,
the
everyone's
ring
part
of
of the show.
part of the ring.
Everyone's
Part of the-
We got it. We got it.
Tanner just likes being annoying. It's fine.
I just want to. Okay, whatever.
She's part of the whole ring of operations.
Yeah.
Yes.
She understands.
She's in on it.
Yeah, she's the one raising the stock.
Yeah.
Nice. Good way of putting it.
Harvest. Yeah, they harvest the
And
children.
the kids
say harvest,
find out.
yeah.
The oldest kids, they're like 11.
Yeah.
Because
Because
Ray
no,
always knew.
no one reaches the
Ray
age past 12
always
before they are adopted.
And the rest of
Oh,
the
yeah.
show is all about them and their plan to try and escape.
Mm-hmm.
And holy crap, it goes wrong a lot.
Yeah, and it is suspenseful.
Yeah. So
Because-
first,
Sorry.
no. Like, one of the big things that happens early on is Isabella knows that they know. Isabella's the mom of the house. And so
Yes.
she tells, like, she doesn't know, yeah. She does. Does she tell them that she knows? Or does she
No.
she just ask for extra help on the farm? And so they send her Sister Crone.
Yes, Corone.
Corona.
This
Um,
is just a Corone.
There's this
I-
super creepy black lady.
Whoa.
That
I don't like the way you said black
very-
there. That's
She okay.
Okay, but no,
Physically, she
she is.
black, but
the way they drew
but
her,
the way they do her, yeah,
her smile
she's
is
very creepy.
she's
terrifying.
very creepy. I'm not trying to be racist, I swear.
No, it's just the way they drew her and like the way that they animate her and her voice actress.
is
Yes.
it's
It's all designed to make her look
and sound.
and sound and be terrifying.
Yeah, she's
And until Sister Crone leaves or dies, spoilers.
they're all
knows.
here.
Until Sister Crone leaves, it's very like she is the most intimidating force for the children.
Mhm.
She is the scariest one. And then once she leaves, Isabella, the mother, shoots up in intimidation like a tenfold.
We
And
get a
you're just
lot.
like,
Yeah, just like film wise, like what we get of her gets a lot more creepy and controlling, and like
Yeah.
she sees everything. You guys aren't getting away with anything.
Mm-hmm.
but they are. But they're not.
But
they
well, we
are.
don't really find
But
out that they get away with
they
anything,
are.
anything until the last episode.
And the kids are so smart.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
smarter than me. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
They're like 11.
They're like 11.
And you're just
At
like,
max.
I would die.
yeah. I would have been farmed at like 7.
I would have tried fighting them and died. I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh, I guess we could explain the concept that like they only get to grow older based on how well they test in their like schooling type stuff.
Yeah.
Because smarter brains apparently taste better. So, but then like after the age of 12, they stop growing as well. Or
I
tasting
think it's due
as
to
good?
like
freshness.
being too difficult to handle. Because you
That's
only have the
probably part of
one
it.
person
Yeah.
Okay.
controlling them.
Anyway,
Yeah, but they could have a
12 is
different
prime
system.
time for eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Children
It could be a
have better
combination
tasting
of both. Like,
brains.
Yeah.
6 is the youngest that they
Youngest.
harvest. And that's only if they're like dumb.
Like Connie.
Yeah. But she was so adorable.
She's so cute though.
but she was so stupid.
Rita Bunny.
Rita Bonnie.
Anyway, so overall, what is it that makes this show good? There are a lot of moments
Mhm.
that make this show good, but let's talk overall real quick.
Big picture.
Big picture. What makes it super good? Go, Tanner. You're on this side. I'm gonna look at you.
I really like the way that both sound and like visual design interacts with the story. They both play very large roles because like sometimes like it'll be on screen and like stuff's happening and like the characters are talking, but it's not like super engaging because of the sound in the picture. But with this one, everything that happens on screen, everything that you hear is important, and it makes a difference in what's going on.
To go along with that, one of my favorite moments is in the very first episode when Emma is covering her mouth and like you just see the wrinkle of her nose as she like tries to cover her mouth even more, and like just that little moment of her breathing and Norman saying shh, like, and the demons talking, and the visual effects of it, it's so
powerful,
suspenseful and intimidating, and you're just like, ah!
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite moments in the entire show. And it's like 3 seconds long.
I love it in anime when they change how their eyes look based on their emotion. Because
for sure,
you know,
because a lot of times that doesn't happen.
Yeah, a lot of times that doesn't happen, but it's like when they're terrified, their eyes get bigger and darker and stuff like that, or when they're
super
horrified,
shocked or horrified, their eyes just like glaze over, and you're like, yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah. What I love overall in this show is just the like in the background, you always know your life is in danger. Your life is on the line. Every single day that you're here, you might die.
Yeah.
And so every single episode, it's like, is someone going to die today? Or are we going to try to escape today? Or it's just like a bunch of cool stuff going to happen. We don't know, but we know it's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing that definitely is a selling point for the show, is just how suspenseful each episode is. Because you're like, well, are they going to get away with their plan? Or are they not?
And times where you're like, no, okay, you're stupid. Why are you doing this thing? I'm thinking specifically of Dawn and Gilda when they go off and do their own stuff without talking to the older kids.
Yes,
they're 10, so they're a little bit younger than our main 3 characters,
and they're not nearly as bright.
They're
comparatively,
smart, but they're 1, they're younger, 2, they're less experienced. But like they go off and like sneak into Mama's study and like are rummaging around in there, and I'm like, no, don't do that. You're going to get caught. You're going to die. And it's just, like, it's so easy to get invested in these characters. I think a lot of it is because they're children, honestly.
Yes. And another reason that I love this show and that it works so well... Yes. When he opens the door and you're just like, oh my gosh, it's Phil! No.
No, when he opens the door and you're like, oh my gosh, who is it? Oh, it's Phil. Oh my gosh, it's Phil.
Well, yeah, because you're ready for it to be like somebody.
Like,
yeah.
They try
you're
and
like,
freak
it's
you
Sister
out.
Crony!
Yeah.
They freak you out so many times of who is it?
There's
who
so many
is
like
it? It's
fake outs.
Phil.
Like,
Jeez.
That wasn't what I was going to say, though.
what? Oh, yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, one thing that I really enjoy and that sells this show is the art style.
Yes.
They didn't choose to go for a creepy art style to make it more intimidating. They instead chose to make it very cute. All of the children are very cute. Thanks. All of the children are, well, all of the characters overall are like almost welcoming in their art style, except for Sister Crone, which is the exception.
And that's what made her so scary, was like she's the only thing between like adorable children, and even Isabella, Mama, is like, she's a nice looking human.
Yeah.
But like Sister Crone was the only step between nice looking humans and the demons, and so that's what made her so off putting, was like,
you have a terrifying smile. And
her whole presence was just so creepy.
And that's what I loved about this show, is that the art style was something that subverted your expectations, right? You go into the show and you're like, oh, okay, yeah,
look,
these
children
are adorable. Like, look at that, like that guy just fell down. It was adorable. It was great.
Yes.
And then you actually get the substance of the story, and you're just like, wait a second, this is terrifying. And now all these cute children are in danger, and I'm more terrified.
I love in the later episodes, they kind of remind you of remember who the real enemy is. It's not Mom.
Yeah.
It's not Sister Crone. It's someone that we haven't met. It's the demons.
Yeah. Because they've manipulated this society such that they control everything.
Yeah.
And,
Because
like-
later, Crone, you see stuff of her past of her, and you see that she's just a person, a normal human being,
Trying to survive.
trying to survive.
Yeah.
And then the same with Mom.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh. So the real bad guy is the demons.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been scared of Mom this whole time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's
afraid of
who
Isabella
we
this
could
entire
see
time,
and
and
who
now we're
like directly has an influence over the children's lives.
Uh-huh.
But now that we've like seen, especially in that last episode where we get to see like a lot of demons, it's like, oh, it's not just a few of them that are like running this farm. It's like there's a lot of them.
There's a good amount.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrifying.
There's a lot. And it's really cool to see. Just at that last episode to be like, oh yeah, yeah. These kids are not going to like put up a fight against these demons, and so they have to outwit them. And that's one thing that started. They did the Chekhov's gun really well. Because at the very beginning, they said, I guess it's not the Chekhov's gun. That's not right. But they set it up really well where they say, if you can't beat someone physically, you have to outthink them, basically, is what they're saying.
Oh yeah, they do. Like
Yeah.
actually, like Norman says that.
He's like, why did I beat you when you are clearly the better, you're clearly the better athlete, Emma.
Oh, yes. Gotcha.
And it's like, because I had a strategy. I played into your weakness. And so they literally do that to get away. And it's really cool to see that whole plan come to fruition.
Yeah.
And just the amount of planning. Like, you literally get 11 episodes of planning
For the escape.
for the escape.
Yeah.
And there are definitely some bumps and losses along the way.
Definitely.
So a little death, a little bit of death,
Yeah.
a little bit of broken limbs, a little bit of
Broken hearts.
broken hearts.
And Phil's still at the farm. So sad.
And he knows. He knows.
She told
And he's just like,
Phil, and
yeah,
he's
that's
like,
okay.
yeah,
I'll wait for you.
Yeah,
and
I
you're like,
figured, and you're like,
"Ow!"
that is one smart 5-year-old, my man.
He's 4.
Yeah.
4-year-old.
Yeah, 4 or under. They took everyone 5 or up.
Phil's gonna survive. It's fine.
Will he, though?
Yes. He will.
Gotcha.
Or
Okay.
Kyle will die.
He will survive.
Kyle will riot.
Kyle will riot in the
You're gonna walk up to A1
streets.
Pictures' front door and be like,
Kick
guys,
down the door.
this isn't okay.
Yes.
Phil! Phil!
Where is he?
Where's Phil?
But
What have you done with Best Boy?
But overall,
Best Boy.
Beth Boy. But
Anyway.
overall, the show just keeps you engaged every episode, because every episode, either something goes wrong, or something goes right, and that's obviously
Mostly
like,
right.
Yeah, that's obviously like, yeah, that's how shows work. But no, it's like it's a life or death situation, and when something goes right, you're like, yes,
Okay,
we
they're-
got a foothold.
They're
and
out
then
here
the next
living.
episode, it goes horribly wrong, and you're like,
Yes.
oh no, this is terrible.
Yeah.
How do they get out of
Okay,
this?
guys, I remembered a thing, and I don't remember if it ever got answered.
What?
The note.
Nope, hasn't gone in.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody knows.
Well, I'm sure it's.
And the house is up in flames, too.
Sure, it's been answered in the manga.
Honestly, probably.
Honestly.
But,
Well, because it's hard to do what a book does in 60 to 70 pages, even though there are lots of pictures. That's how manga are. In 20 minutes.
yes.
It's hard to get everything in.
Well, yeah, I know.
Anyway.
Yes, this is true. But what was I gonna say? Gosh dang it, Tanner! Stop cutting me off. That's what we were talking about. So the overall,
We can talk about the opening.
nope, not yet.
Okay.
The overall plot and storyline is incredibly well done.
Mm-hmm.
It is very well written, and it's a concept that
I've never seen before.
I've never seen.
Yeah.
Like, I've never even heard of an idea like this, and so that's really cool to think about.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, isekais are good. There are good, there are good ones, and there are not great ones. But, like, they're all, like, the same
They're all the
basic
same
concept
thing, yeah.
is, like,
And it's
okay, Otaku gets transported to another world. And it's, like...
nice
Or
to get something new.
Yeah, it's so refreshing to be like, wow, this is really cool.
And I mean, mecha anime has been done to death, and so
Yeah.
is isekai, and so is yada yada yada
Yeah.
yada. And so it was really cool to see like a well done, suspenseful anime.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think one thing that helped with that specifically is their music and sound design, because first of all, the music when it did play, when there was music playing, it was always super impactful and
At the forefront of your mind.
yeah.
There was one episode where we were all sitting there together and we're all like, what is this music? It's so good. And that is when...
Is that when Krone died?
Yes.
that's when Sister Krone died.
Yes. And it seems like it would be really out of place, but it wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't
And it
remember
was
exactly.
Because it goes into, like, her
It
memories,
was.
and you get to see the stuff that happened to her in the past, but and it's, like, the same overscoring music for that probably 6 to 8 minutes of episode.
Yeah. But it's kind of like this, like, normal day-to-day life. We're happy.
It's
music.
kind of jazzy.
And she is dying.
Like, yeah.
And then there's all the kids saying "Itutakimasu," which is what you say of thank you for the food
Yeah.
when you're about to eat. And then the demon eats Krone.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And-
eat, but
Well, it kills her.
Kills
Harvest.
Krone,
But then...
but it's the
Yeah.
whole theme of
The implication
they're
of,
going to be eaten.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Yeah.
it was
Of, like, demons kill humans to eat them. And so they're here, ready to eat their meal, only to be eaten in a few years.
And the music is
It
not
was so good.
creepy. It's not scary music. It's normal day-to-day, cutesy,
Yeah.
slice
Kind
of
of.
life music.
yeah.
It was
that's a
jazzy for
great way
sure.
of
Yeah.
saying it. It's
Yeah.
slice of life music. But the other part I wanted to talk about was the last episode with Isabella and getting her memories
Uh-huh.
and her singing that same tune over and over and over again, and it was really creepy, but it was also really like, it was almost like a song of hope for
Yeah.
her, and it was
And
super cool
in an interesting way. Like, you can view her as the villain, but also, looking into her past, it made you care about her a lot more.
It made you sympathize with the villain.
Which I think is a really good thing that shows do. Like, I don't know, I enjoy stuff
That's
like
what
that.
makes a good villain, I would say.
I wouldn't say that as much.
I would.
I feel like most shows do that at this point, and it's kind of rough. It's like,
I think-
stop making me feel bad for every villain, but this one, they did it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Like-
more so you have to understand the villain, and I think that's where it comes from.
Uh-huh.
Is that we were able to understand, not just like we were forced that upon, like the sympathy was forced upon us. Like, you will sympathize with this character.
It
It was
was
more
like
like, okay, I
telling us
understand.
about her.
I like having a villain that I understand, but I also like a villain that's just bad sometimes.
Like Darth Vader.
Like the Joker.
Like the Joker.
Like original Darth Vader before
like
the trilogy.
Scar. He's
Yeah.
just
Yes.
a bad dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And he's such
not
a,
really,
he's
though.
such a good bad guy. He's just really selfish and
We're talking
really
Full
greedy.
Metal Alchemist, right?
No.
No.
No, I was talking about
like in The Lion King.
Lion King.
Oh,
I was
there we
talking
go.
about
Okay.
Lion King.
Why is your brain on Lion King?
I don't know. My
Because that's
it
you
is.
say Scar,
It's a
and
good
I go,
villain, man. It's a
he's
good
not
villain.
really that much of a villain.
Yeah.
I thought Lion King.
I
You're the
was
only one
thinking
thinking
Lion King.
Okay,
Sorry.
audience.
Fullmetal
What is
Alchemist.
this podcast about?
Anime.
Thank
It's
you.
about Promised Neverland.
It's about.
But
Promised
how many times have we referenced other things? You did it in like the last episode with music and sound design.
Yeah.
It's true. True.
You mentioned A Quiet Place like 100 times.
That was twice.
It's because it was so
100
good.
times.
Anyway.
Anyway. But
Carrying on.
yeah, one thing that helped us sympathize with Isabella as a character was that song.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we see Isabella walking around in like
The farm.
I don't know, on the farm right after she had become mom, and then she hears the song not being sung by her and turns around to see Ray, that was the coolest part.
And she stands there and she's like, Ray,
That was.
where did you learn that song?
And he's just like, I
Hey,
know everything.
why did you birth me? And she's like, and she steels herself to like,
I have to prepare for this shit now.
yeah, basically, because that was like my favorite reveal of the show.
Because you're like,
Was Ray is literally Isabella's child.
Yeah. Yeah. I also really liked the reveal that he knew everything from birth.
And see that came earlier, and that's why that made that moment so important. Was he remembers from being in the womb? He heard her singing that song.
Mm.
good stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Overall, that whole segment is really good.
Definitely.
And that last episode was phenomenal.
That was a really good season-ending episode.
Yeah. But moving on, we're going to talk real quick about the opening.
Yes. And the endings.
Yeah, we will.
Briefly.
The opening is hype.
It's
opening
so
is
good. The music. Oh.
Overworld does really good songs for openings.
Na 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 na.
Yes.
And then the saxophone. You're like, wow, I'm really digging the saxophone.
Who's playing that saxophone, man?
Is that in the actual opening?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like right after the na 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 na. That's saxophone.
Yeah.
I promise.
It's totally saxophone.
Yeah.
I just don't know, because in Overworld, like, I never know if the best part is actually part of the song or just part of the opening.
Because you listen to the songs.
Because I listen to the full song, right?
Yeah. It's
So
for
it's
sure in
like-
the opening.
Because, like, the best part of that song is when it's like, Sasha Fire,
Which is not in the opening.
which is not in the opening, but that's definitely the best part.
I love it when songs end very, very suddenly.
Mhm.
And in the opening, they go na 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 na, gone. That's the end, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
We are
But overall,
starting
that
our
has-
show.
It has a lot of really cool dynamic shots in the opening.
For
Like, I just think
sure.
the first shot of it, like, rolling across the camera, like, gliding across the floor and then panning
The
up
lamp.
to the three children.
Yes, yes.
Like, overall, that was a really cool shot.
One of my favorite shots in the opening is Norman with like the blue puzzle like in the background, because like that's one of the biggest roles he plays in the show is like putting the pieces together, figuring out how they can escape and not die.
One of mine is Emma happily parkouring through the woods.
Yes, that's a
With
good.
a
There's a-
smile on her
there's
face.
a lot of
I
good
love
moments.
it.
'Cause
I love
I-
that animation.
I really like just Ray standing there, like, shouted, or
silhouetted.
not silhouetted,
Kind
but like
of.
Shadow.
with the light
Yeah.
just on him, but it's like a blue light on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when they do each little vignette for each character, or each of the three main ones.
Yeah,
Like Norman's is super cool.
for sure.
But overall, that whole opening is very good,
High quality.
and it seems like you're about to watch just some hype, fun. I don't want to say shonen, but like
Definitely.
11-year-old show.
11-year-old shonen.
But, like, that's-
Like,
Naruto's like 12. So
I know.
It's true.
But it's kind of along the same lines where it's like, yeah, we're gonna watch a shonen, right? Like,
Like,
that's
well,
what
this
I'm
is-
watching,
this is
right?
what it feels like.
Like you said,
anyway.
parkouring through the woods, puzzly type stuff. Okay, yeah. They're gonna figure some stuff
Yeah,
out and
yeah.
beat some bad guys.
No.
Uh,
And then it slows down immediately, and you're just like, wait a second.
Mm.
What am I doing?
Because we also get a couple shots of Mama and of
Sister
Crone.
Crone.
Yeah.
But it kind of seems like
Because
It kind of-
I remember the first few episodes watching and being like, we haven't met her yet. She scares me. Just from the opening, it's
the
like...
first
ugh.
few episodes, it seemed very slow.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
then after a while, every episode had you in suspense.
It just picked you up more and more. Like, the pace was accelerating.
and then it kicked you off a cliff.
Then it kicked you off the cliff.
I see what you did
I
there.
laughed at you while you fell. But you're like, but I like it.
Oh, another thing.
I want that.
Last episode, I was so ready for Mama to, like, come behind Emma and, like, just slice the line. And have Emma just plummet. I was prepared for that. I was like, is she gonna...
I knew that wasn't going to happen because of what we had literally just gotten with Isabella. And,
Yeah.
like, her being like...
Most of the
I
past
love
comes
you.
after that, though.
Yeah,
But
I
a
know,
little bit
but
does
you
come
still
before.
get a little bit before.
It's true.
And so it was like,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that just through that little bit, she's
Yeah.
not going to do anything. She's
Yeah.
just going to freeze up, which she did, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move quickly on to the ending. The endings, which are they really keep the momentum of the show.
And
Where it's like...
most of it's attributable to the music. Like, the song's really good.
I would say most of it's attributed to
There's
the
not a
visuals.
ton in the visuals.
I think that's
It's
the point. though.
up-scrolling still shots.
Yeah. But the background is always like dead and scattered flowers. Which, and then you get at the very bottom, at the end of it all, you get the like
There's like a boot
the
with...
just huge array of
Red
full
flowers.
red flowers.
I think that was only once or twice that it played that one. Because a lot of times it just ended like with a boot and like a book or...
No. It always played that. It always played the whole field of red flowers.
I always played the red flowers, and
Mm.
then there was like the flowers going through the boot,
Yeah.
the stem of the
I'm trying
flower.
to figure out which one was different then.
Stuff.
They
like
had
that.
two.
They had a
but
couple
it
that were
always
different.
ended with
But there was
the
always the
field of
flowers.
red flowers.
Okay. The red flowers are
Are
sort of how the demons kill people? They're
So
like
they,
stabbed
like-
through their chest. And then
it's how they like prep the bodies, I
Yeah.
guess, for harvest.
Because then they put them in like these tanks where they're
Well, because those
preserved.
flowers suck out the blood, and that's how they become
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
They start out
because
white.
the flowers
and then they
are...
suck out
Yeah.
blood and they become red.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, at the end of every episode, when you see a field, all of the flowers are red.
You're like,
You're
oh,
like,
all of them
there's-
are
look at all
those
those
flowers.
children that have died.
Yeah, and you're like, that's a lot of dead bodies underneath that field.
And then
Uh-huh.
it pans down and
pushing
you
up
see
red
boots and
daisies.
Uh-huh.
little
Basically, yeah.
bunny, and you're just like, ah, Frank. Okay. Is there anything else we want to say?
Watch the show. It's so good.
Yeah, it
Definitely
really
like a
is
game
satisfying.
changer as far as like...
yeah, you won't
watching
regret
anime.
watching this one. If you watch
I mean, hopefully you've already watched it and you didn't just spoil this for yourself.
Yeah, otherwise
I'm sorry if you did,
Yeah,
because it
the show
kind of ruins the
would kind of
experience.
suck if you'd watched it after what we talked about.
Yeah, this is one where knowing it's a lot like Death Note, where it's like knowing what happens kind of ruins.
Yeah.
because it's
'Cause
a lot of like a
suspense. And if you know
mental
what happens,
battle.
Yeah.
the suspense isn't there.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did indeed enjoy, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you have anything to add to our conversation down below in the comments, just leave them and we'll let you know. And we love to hear from you, basically. If you want to stay caught up on more episodes like this, just be sure to subscribe down below. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.